Ladies and gentlemen, Deborah, she's got one out here. I'm gonna let her talk about it, and I'll try to be as reserved as I can. But then I've got some comments to make about this.
Well, you know that in some parts of Florida, there's a looming water shortage. They've overdeveloped, and they don't have the water not only for the people who live there, but now they're. Of course, you always have your developer industry in there who are looking forward to the millions of homes they can build in the future, and they have to have the way the law is written now. They have to have the water available before they build the homes. They have to be able to pipe the water to them. Back in 2003, some of Jeb's buddies in a group called the Council.
That would be the former governor of the state of Florida.
That's who it was. In an agency called, or a group called the Council 100, recommended.
Now, would that be 100 of those elite people that we were discussing about earlier?
It's the upper tier.
Okay.
It's the upper crust of Florida.
Different party than I go to.
The well-informed, or the better informed than us. I don't know.
Okay.
The recommendation there was to start thinking about basically what it would come down to is piping water from North Florida, where we live, and there are a lot of springs, natural springs, and rivers and so on. Piping it somehow down to Central and South Florida, where they've misused the resources that they have and are now looking at water shortages. And there was a big public stink.
Right.
And there were, actually we did have people come out for that and attended meetings and were very angry. And that sort of got tabled for a while, and apparently it's back.
And I think, and hopefully the people will get up in arms with it again. Look, we have, I think, we're fortunate. We do have the lakes and the streams and the creeks. We have marvelous farmland in the north end of the county that needs that moisture in the soil to grow those crops. Recently saw in the newspaper that there's 128,000 big bales of cotton produced in the entire state of Florida. In Santa Rosa County, we produce 38,000 of those.
Well, apparently some people think that we have too much water, more than we need. What they want to do, and this is from a St. Pete Times article dated October 30th. What this commission, and it's called the Florida Senate Environmental Preservation and Conservation Committee. I just recently issued a report.
They might as well call themselves water stealers.
Right. Well, what they want to do is they want to centralize storage and pipelines, the authority for all that. They want to centralize it somewhere, and then distribute it, I guess, as needed, or as whoever has the ability to pay for it.
They want to decide who gets the water.
That is correct.
Now, I don't get a choice in the decision of them stealing my water.
That is correct.
But they want to decide who they can go ahead and sell my water to.
Well, here's a report. Here's a quote from the 2003 report. This is the previous report from the Jeb's administration. A water supply commission could oversee building pipelines and storage tanks, quote, needed for the storage and distribution of water over broad geographic areas, so as to provide water to and between regional water supply entities. Or there could be a state water czar with the responsibility concentrated in a single individual.
Well, that's what you always want, is concentrate that power into a single individual.
Right. Well, here's another quote from this article, and this is now from the new commission's report. According to the Senate report, no county should count on exclusive use of its water if someone else needs it. Quote.
That's nice.
Quote, the people of Florida own the water collectively. Oh. That's going to go over big in West Florida.
Yeah.
That word is going to go over big in West Florida. Own the water collectively, irrespective of regional jurisdiction, and a statewide body should govern Florida's water supply accordingly, end quote.
So, I like that first sentence again. No county should count on exclusive use of its water. Well, what if there's a shortage of air in South Florida? Can they steal my air and suffocate me?
What about sunlight?
Sunlight. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Deborah has done you a favor. She has brought this to your attention. The water stealers are starting again. And I will tell you this. I I don't necessarily have a problem, and in this county, we have moved vast amounts of water to take care of the south end of the county. There are several large wells now through the central part of the county, and a very large pipeline that goes to the south end of the county to service their needs. Now, I consider them fellow county citizens, and I'm okay with a little water movement within my county. But I will remind you all, in 2004, Okaloosa County was making preparations to dam the Yellow River. They were going to dam the Yellow River, back the water up, catch all the rainwater runoff, and their intentions were very clear. A gigantic water pipe to South Florida, steal my water. I went to that meeting. Thank goodness there was a deputy there, because I thought for sure there was going to be a fist fight before it was over with.
Well, and I think we need to keep an eye on every regional, public-private or private, every regional water authority, anybody who's got authority over water supply, now has a profit motive.
Right.
To tank it up and ship it southward.
Well, and honestly, now that we're seeing this, I think we probably need to start working. We need to start laying the groundwork to have a county ordinance that doesn't allow a franchisee to ship water out of the county for profit.
I absolutely agree with that. If you sell your water, you give up your franchise.
Yeah, look, ladies and gentlemen, this is. Here's how it's gonna. This is what it's looking like in Santa Rosa County. All right, years ago, in the south end of the county, beach residents or in Navarre on the mainland and all, you could dig a well with post hole diggers and use it for irrigation. But then they continued to draw so much water that eventually they started pulling salt water from the ocean into the aquifer. Now people's grass is dying.
Yes, that's right.
Because the salt content's too high. So, well, what do? Well, we'll put a few more wells in locally. Then we develop more and more and more. At the end, we had to move up the county, and we drill some more wells, and we run a pipeline down there to meet their needs. And then the next thing that we're going to do is, because there's not very many people in Florida, so we'll go up there and we'll drill a bunch of wells, and we'll start pulling from those aquifers up there to get to the central and the south of the county. And then you start drying up farmland, and over time you will dry up farmland and it will become a dust bowl. And I think, and look, it's anybody who watches this show should understand this out of me right now. I have no sympathy for overdevelopment. We've allowed people to come in.
Right.
It reminds me of the movie The 4th of July, when the aliens were coming, and the president said, well, they're just like locusts. They take everything, and then when all the resources are gone, they go to another planet.
That was Independence Day.
Oh, I'm sorry, Independence Day. Yeah, and that's
right.
that's what we have going on.
That's what we're talking about.
The land,
and they don't want to. This is a bailout. They don't want to cut into their profits to solve this problem in any way. Let me read another line from this St. Pete Times article. As in 2003, neither report addresses a key question: how the costs of piping water around the state would compare to building desalination plants or other alternative water supply projects, or even emphasizing water conservation.
Right.
So don't cut into my short-term profits.
Right. Well, we don't want to plan ahead.
Just send your water south.
Look, I got some people that need to be putting roof on new houses, and we got to have the water to do it.